Good morning and welcome to episode 1732 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, June 17th, 2025. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more Hard Factor. Fellas, how was Father's Day? Did you have a great weekend? Everybody have fun?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of pool pics, a lot of Wes's thighs.
Mm-hmm. Got on the brink of a sunburn, but we left because it started raining, so it saved me.
Good.
Yeah,
good. Love to hear that.
Yeah,
good. You look tan. Yeah, you look great.
Thank you.
I got a power wrench. Pretty excited about that.
Ooh, baby,
Nailed it.
Yeah, yeah. This one only ratchets, buddy. It's hard. It's just a hardcore screw job right there.
Yeah, but you ratchet that thing right in like that.
Oh, it's so hard. So, I mean, I could ratchet anything at this point.
Good luck unratcheting what you ratchet with that. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't be. It wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be impossible.
What? Did you experience the same thing I experienced at Home Depot this weekend?
What's that?
Where I went to go get like some paint for a room, and then before I knew it, I was walking out of there with a damn near $400 bill.
What?
Because
no,
because they get you. They get you. No, I'm just saying, just being in the Home Depot, trying to do anything for your home, that's a $400 bill.
I did toss on about 50 extra bucks on top of the wrench there, but it was like ropes and stuff. Some of the kids tossed some of it in the cart. So no, I didn't
start getting hot chick sales ladies at the Home Depot.
No, you just go in there,
cool shit,
and you think to yourself,
cool shit everywhere.
Do I need that tool? And then you get that tool, and then you're like, oh, I'm painting. Well, do I have the paint trays at home? No,
yeah,
but then you do. You know,
yeah, a lot of one-time use purchases at Home
That's
Depot.
what it is. Yeah. It's the one-time use purchase for the thing that you already have at home.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, this power wrench is going to make installing TVs, the mounts like twice as fast.
You know what they should do is a Home Depot rental return, like a video store, because it's one time, and then you just pay for the rental, bring it right back.
Yeah, they have that for a lot of tools, but they got to be bigger tools.
No, I'm talking about all the shit. Yeah, they have it for like trucks and random like gardening tools, sure, but I'm talking about everything. Yeah,
you can almost rent a human just as cheap these days, though.
At a Home Depot.
No, like if you go to like a what's the Task Rabbit or whatever, those things are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
It's like the online version of the Home Depot parking lot.
Yeah.
Wonder if ICE has caught on to that. Real quick, something else everybody's excited about. As Josh points out in the live chat. Can't wait for trivia. Trivia is this Friday night, June 20th, 9 p.m. Eastern, patreon.com/Hard Factor if you want to play the hosts in trivia. Very fun. Excellent time. Mike Wade will be there. Okay, the news. We're back to talk about the news, and I'm up first. I got Israel and Iran, so we'll catch you up on that.
Sick.
A lot going on. Wes is on deck. What do you got, Wes?
I got a funny video out of Italy, I believe, something that we can all probably, relate to as far as shares and being fat. And then I've got a new dating trend, not so new, but something that's picking up steam that all you heterosexual men and lesbians got to be on the lookout for.
Oh,
okay. Interesting. Mm-hmm. And then Pat, you're in the hole. What do you got?
Translation for all the pea hounds, and I got we got that Minnesota. They got that Minnesota political assassin, and I got the full deets on the new news that came out the other day about what he intended to do, which was a lot worse than the horrible that he did.
Isn't his name Vance? His first name is Vance.
Full breakdown on Vance Bolter.
What a name,
Vance
Bolter.
And then Mark, you got the caboose. What do you got?
Well, usually we have like a funny story, usually towards the end, or maybe multiple, but it's all just insane news. You guys think you have the biggest story, but you're burying my story, which I beg to do at the top, just like the mainstream media, because we have a bomb on our home soil, and it's something we need to discuss. So at the end of the show, you're going to learn about what's happening here in the U.S. of A., and it's not good.
Okay.
Copy that.
Bombshell.
Okay.
Bombshell. We're going to get into this bombshell real quick, but real quick, Corey Webb in live chat. Hello, fellas. Can I get a happy birthday for my son Jackson's 12th birthday?
Happy birthday, Jackson.
Birthday, Jackson. Everybody's saying it in the chat too. Have a great day, Jackson. Okay. We're going to jump into a segment we haven't done in a little while. The frog of war. That's the frog of war. It is croaking loudly at the moment these days after Israeli airstrikes, brutally effective Israeli airstrikes on Iran starting on last Friday, June the 13th, Friday the 13th. Unlucky day for Iran, especially on that day. As Israel airstruck the ever-living shit out of them.
What is this, Friday the 13th?
Yeah, and it was raining missiles, and it has led to an essentially all-out war between the two countries. With Trump, right before we started taping here, he's calling for everybody to evacuate Tehran. I don't know why you'd be hanging around still at this point, but yeah, maybe get out of there. Israel has been bombing Iran so hard since last Friday that they even bombed a live state TV Iranian report about the bombings. On Monday, check out the video. It's silent. Oh, not silent. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that was the bomb impacting the studio, and she had to run out.
It's almost like a cartoon bombing.
Yeah. It's like a SpongeBob episode right there.
She's saying, death to America, death to America.
They modeled those bombs after real bombs, Wes, the cartoon ones.
Yeah, that's true. That just shows how good those cartoon bombs are, Wes. 10 million people live in Tehran. That's not good.
No, that's not good.
No, a lot of lives on the line here, a lot at stake. According to the Guardian, though, Mark, the death toll is 224 for Iran versus 24 for Israel as of Monday. That's according to the Guardian. A little lopsided, especially considering Israel successfully took out at least 20 senior Iranian commanders, at least 6 nuclear scientists, the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the Big Salami. This guy,
they got the Big Salami. Fuck.
They got the Big Salami.
Will, I'm hearing reports that the Jews tricked them into all meeting at the same place, and then they bombed them.
Wouldn't be out of character.
This is Iran, not Poland.
They disobeyed orders, Wes, to not be in the same place. They said, "Okay, all right, we'll do what we're gonna do."
Well, the Mossad got them. I mean, they're the best at what they do.
That's true. It seems low, right? Because for the Israeli death toll,
does seem low.
Because
Tel Aviv got hit. The Iron Dome was broken. I mean, not a lot. Most of the missiles were stopped, but like several missiles landed in Tel Aviv and hit some
I got some stats on that. So outside of getting the Big Salami and the nuclear scientists, they also got Israel got 3 other generals and the top nuclear scientists, of course, a lot of other key guys inside that program. Here is the tale of the tape, Mark. Let's get into
General Capicola.
While Israel definitely has the smaller army and general facilities for war, they are better armed with their $13.5 billion U.S.-backed defense budget, and it's showing in the results aside from the alleged death toll, because Time magazine estimates that 99% of Iranian attacks in response to Israel have been successfully defended via the Iron Dome or another method. Essentially, what Time is reporting is that Iran is wasting about $1 billion a day on pointless missiles as long as this lasts, because 1% are getting through the defenses, which has the Wall Street Journal reporting that Iran is wanting to negotiate as long as the U.S. stays out and does not join the fight, which would be great news, but we'll see. That's just one report. Who knows?
They went through all that Obama money already. That's crazy.
Dude, we give Israel $10 million every single day, every day. $10 million to Israel.
A lot of it comes back to us in the defense budget. Yeah,
$3.8 billion a year.
You're really giving it to Raytheon when you think about it, because it's like, anyways. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Wall Street Journal is bullish on Iran folding quick. I hope they're right.
Didn't the
but you never know.
Ayatollah of rock and roll, 90-year-old supreme leader of the Ayatollah, he said he wants to like eliminate Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah.
Well, how is he gonna eliminate Israel? I think.
Well, I'm just saying the
biggest
cooler
question
heads
on
thing. I
people's
don't see
minds.
I don't see the cooler heads thing with Netanyahu and the Ayatollah. That's
Yeah,
that's the opposite of cooler heads.
The Iranian
Right.
army is still tweeting
Hot
about
head.
how they're going to
Yes.
annihilate now you will see.
Dude, that's the weirdest part about this conflict.
They tweeted about sending them back to the ghettos. It's pretty insane. yet
Is the
holy war,
official
full on.
accounts
Yeah.
during war.
It's
the
crazy.
official like intern Jackson said us today, the official country of Bulgaria using a clip from Taken to
Yeah.
make a gag. Like, it's so strange, bro.
I'm not used to it.
It's really weird. Who is used to it, man?
I don't think I'm ever going to get used to it. The amount of racism from like actual like verified Iranian and Israeli accounts and stuff talking about how the other side's this, that, the other,
Yeah, it's
and they're going to
intense.
eliminate them is insane.
Yeah, it's intense. I don't think the Ayatollah has a realistic shot at doing that, given those defense missile numbers we just went over there. So, we'll see. Maybe
Israel's problem isn't really. It sounds like Iran yet because they're kind of.
What is
punking them.
Israel's problem, Mark?
That they're
The
surrounded
Houthis?
by. If you look at the map, I'm saying like in
And the
terms of
nuclear
the war.
problem?
If you look
Kinda
at a
how they-
map,
when they
Iran's
inserted them there. after World War
Israel's
II.
like surrounded by Muslim countries completely. So
Oh,
if
it is.
Iran gets any buddies involved, that would be probably bad.
Yeah,
for Israel.
Israel's wearing pretty thin on me, but I don't want Iran to have the bomb at the same point,
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's Iran threatening to destroy Israel with a nuclear bomb that they have a problem with.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, it's the general crux of the issue. Yeah, Wes, you're right about that.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it. And so we'll see how it all plays out. I'm hoping the WSJ is onto something, because it would be nice if, one of these wars could just not, extend forever like all the other ones.
What is it good for,
That'd be-
Will?
That'd be great, right?
War.
If one of them didn't. Some other defense-related headlines, real quick. Defense Secretary Hegseth says he cut funding for putting marbles inside of cats' butts last week at a congressional hearing. Weird but true. Check it out.
A boondoggle for the American people.
Why?
And
Why do
we
you
were
say?
proud to get
Give me
rid
an
of it.
example of a boondoggle in medical research in
There are
defense health.
I mean, we're talking about some stuff I shouldn't say in public. Marbles in the rear ends of cats, tens of millions of dollars.
Tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's
You want an
saying.
Durbin
example?
says-
I'll give you an example.
What Durbin says next. You won't
Dude, there's
believe.
no program on earth where the cats would scratch the shit out of you. What are you, nuts? Yeah. No.
Yeah, weird. They're shoving marbles in cats' asses, apparently. A retired air.
Just
Yeah,
to
I mean,
see-
you never
just to see how it
Just
goes.
knows for medical testing. A retired.
How
Air
do you
Force,
feel now?
Yeah, I mean, how do you pull the cat? You got
They actually like it less when you stick marbles in there.
Yeah.
you'd think that would be the finding, right?
Yeah,
Cat
Like,
one
yeah,
hates it. Cat two hates it.
confirmed.
This cat trusts me because we haven't been constantly shoving marbles in its ass.
Yeah, one cat. 1 out of 10 cats.
How's the
enjoys
no
the
lube control group going?
Double blind.
I would like to see the stats on that, though, for real. So also Air Force, a retired Air Force colonel admitted to Congress that he provided fake UFO pictures to bar owners near Area 51 in the 80s. More evidence is being found as far back as the 50s. And it's all in the interest of covering up military research and development. And finally, and so basically many UFO stories are fake, propagated by the Pentagon. Finally, and they're finding like specific evidence of it through this congressional review. Finally, related to airspace security, the FAA is going to retire floppy disks and Windows 95 in 2025.
Holy shit.
Man, how though is the question? How are they going to do that?
Well, it sounds like someone finally
you know.
died that wouldn't allow them to.
No,
Yeah,
the issue is
it's coming out of somebody's cold dead grip.
they started running
Someone
that shit.
wouldn't
The
teach someone
floppy
how to do their
disks.
job.
They started running that shit for fucking air traffic control, and then they
Never
were
took a
like,
day off.
"All right, can we stop the planes for a day so we can switch the systems over?" And the airlines are like, "No fucking way, buddy. Run that Win
Yeah.
95."
Yeah, they'll probably just figure out a way to do that where they can do a live cutover.
Floppy disks were the shit
instead
that
of
you
staying on floppy disks in Windows 95.
I hope
I
so.
mean, maybe they got better, but I don't think they did. Like, you couldn't really store a lot of information on a floppy disk. Right?
One,
No, you
2
can't.
megabytes.
Couple kilobytes. Yeah,
3.5
Not
megabytes.
much.
Yeah.
Not much.
Like a picture.
No,
Yeah.
not much at all.
One high res Pam.
One nude. Yeah, basically. You have a couple nudes on there. Yeah.
One tit.
Oh, this is a big Pam. We're gonna have to break this up into a couple discs.
Give
You
me
want the
second,
top or the bottom?
Give me the second disc.
Yeah. Not all discs were created equal back in those days. And speaking of data security, let's talk about Incogni. Okay. Incogni and your online privacy. I used to get tons of spam calls, and my email was flooded with junk. The scariest of those messages were scams, as you've gotten probably the texts and whatnot. It was terrifying. See how much people knew about me, fishing for my information. Turns out my information was spread all across the internet without me knowing. That's why we've partnered with Incogni. It helps reduce spam and take control of your online privacy by taking away your private data from shady companies, okay? With the unlimited plan, I get on Incogni to remove my personal information from an unlimited number of data brokers that expose my information online, ipso facto, cutting down on the spam. Best of all, they do all the hard work of data removals for me, and my inbox is no longer a hornet's nest. Right now, you can get 60% off their annual plans by heading to incogni.com/hardfactor and use the code hardfactor, all one word, at checkout. It's also completely risk-free. Incogni offers a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied with them removing your personal information off the internet. Live free from dangerous spam by using Incogni. That's incogni.com/hardfactor for 60% off their annual plans.
It's a good deal.
It is. Great deal. Great.
Let's talk about
service.
another amazing sponsor of the show, longtime sponsor, for good reason, because they deliver a great product that our audience absolutely loves. And I have one in my mouth right now. I'm, of course, talking about Lucy.
Yeah.
Lucy is 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco free. These are the breakers. These are what I love. These are the 8 milligram mint. And what you do is you pop one of these in when you're worried about, I don't know, the war in Ukraine or the bombing. You pop one of these in, you break it with your teeth, and then you get a surge of wonderful flavor that makes your breath smell great, and it's an extra surprise. I love them. They have
loves a good surprise.
I love a good burst in my mouth. Sorry, that came out wrong. I love a good surprise. So these things are the best, and a lot of people
Huge gushers guy. Wes.
Yeah, huge gushers guy. And you can get them delivered right to your house. You don't even have to go to the store. You can sign up for a subscription, and they'll deliver right to your door, which is incredible. So level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/hardfactor. Use promo code hardfactor. Get 20% off your first order. They have a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind, which you won't. Again, that's lucy.co, and use code hardfactor to get 20% off. Here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Okay.
Hell yeah, Lucy's. Hell yeah, Lucy's.
They are good.
They're the best.
Great.
Quick one real quick. This was a funny little thing that happened over in Verona at the Palazzo Maffei Museum. There's this chair that this artist,
Yes.
Nicola Bola, it's called Van Gogh's chair, and he made it out of all Swarovski crystals. You know what those things are? They're like,
of course.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you don't want to buy your girl a diamond, the next best thing is like a Swarovski crystal. They're still Swarovskis. Yeah. Anyway, this couple was in the museum, and it's this chair, and they were trying to. Here's the video. They waited for everyone to leave, and they were taking pictures of themselves pretending to sit on the chair. Like
he's overweight.
Yeah,
What if I
he's
was sitting
fat.
on it? What if I actually sat down?
You know,
But
they-
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
What is he thinking?
Oh no!
Oh, see you later, Kowalski's.
See you later, Swarovskis.
Ah,
the
What
thing
an
just
idiot.
collapses, and they panic, and they bolt.
I mean,
Get
that's
the
the most
fuck
exciting
out
thing
of
that's
there.
ever happened in that exhibit's history. It's
Yeah,
a
for
stupid art
sure.
exhibit.
Yeah.
For sure. That
Um,
that guy has broken regular chairs though. How the fuck did he think he could sit on a crystal chair?
I think he got tired of doing a wall sit and fell.
no,
we
what happened?
sure
I think
this
he
isn't
tested it. No, that's what they're saying.
2
'cause
seconds really burned
Pat-
him out.
Yeah,
Pat, the artist, actually came out and said, "Look, this is almost performance art. Like,
Yeah.
everyone can do it. Like,
Right.
this is the best because they restored the chair. The chair's fine, but now everyone is talking about this stupid fucking
exactly, Wes.
chair.
He's
So-
like,
Wait,
no
wait,
one gave a
the
damn
chair's
about
fine?
my Sarvosky.
Yeah, yeah.
The chair's fine.
Chair's fine. He put it back together.
Yeah, it's fine.
I thought for a
Chair.
second I was like, Van Gogh makes chairs.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Me
right.
too.
I
I
thought
know.
the same
Van
thing.
Gogh.
It was a good
This is-
clickbait.
But it's smart to label your chair Van Gogh's chair because then
Mhm.
people, it's automatic.
Yeah.
You're riding the coattails of Van Gogh. You don't even have to
Yeah.
try anything. Boom.
Van Gogh didn't sit in a bunch of fake crystals. On his
All this guy
chairs.
did was glue a bunch of crystals together.
it's
That's all he did.
stupid.
Yeah,
He bejazzled a chair,
yeah, exactly.
and no one gave a shit until some fat guy broke it.
Yeah, so it's
That's
pretty
how
good.
art works.
Pretty good.
That's
pretty good.
awesome. Now
Yeah.
a billionaire is going to buy it for so much
Yeah.
money, and then
Yeah.
they're going to use it for money.
I'd
laundering.
actually pay more if you had the fat guy re-break it.
Oh, yeah, if he didn't restore it, it would have been
Yeah.
it would have been worth way more.
You put the picture up of it broken. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that's
Did they-
worth more.
Yeah.
Did they? That's immediately why I thought, is this art? Because it looks fucking sick. But
does.
did they catch the guy or?
They called the
He
police.
didn't go far, Pat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I literally.
He's a block away now.
Yeah.
This guy holding
They caught
two
him in the
giant
cafe.
cameras.
at the bottom.
Yeah, they caught him in the cafe.
He's still in the cafe on the way out of the building.
Yeah, I don't think he got in trouble because literally the artist was like, "This is good for me. It's kind of like a performance. Ordinary people can do it too, just not just artists." So anyway, quick one, funny.
He looks sad. He looks
Yeah.
I
contrite.
feel like a lot of times in that situation, like because kids do it all the time, they'll fuck up an exhibit on accident. I feel like when you tell the museum, they usually are like pretty cool about it, unless you were like purposely trying to fuck it up.
I beg to differ with the grown adults, Willie. A museum person would literally. It's possible that they could make a bowel movement right there. They could literally shit.
You think they would shit themselves?
It's very
Oh,
But it's
possible.
they
not-
were very
it's only-
upset.
It's only called the Van Gogh chair. It's not really by Van Gogh.
Pat,
These
that's
people
why. Pat, that's why
Take
as an
themselves so
adult,
seriously.
that's why as an adult in that situation, you have to find the local like guard or worker and be like, do you see all those kids running through?
Right. Because a kid could have always done
Yeah.
it. and
Blame
they
it
have
on the
to deal
kids.
with that all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
time.
Blame it on the fake kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the real story of the day. Guys, women be shopping. We all know that, right? Women be shopping, but also women be eating. Women be eating. And if they are lucky,
They love both of those. Yeah.
women be shopping because they have leftover money.
The only time the
when-
mouths are shut is when they're full.
Yeah.
Yeah. Food court.
If they're
Hey,
lucky,
yo.
they be
Bah,
shopping
zinga.
because they have leftover money when they be eating and they not be paying for that eating, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. And
True.
Getting a man to buy your meal.
yeah, we've all heard of gold diggers, but have you ever heard of a food digger?
This
Yeah,
is
we've all heard
Yeah.
of a booty call, but what about a foodie call?
Let's call
I
them
have heard of
raccoons.
Raccoons, yeah, yeah.
They get
Well,
to
they're
the
out
trash for
there.
a meal.
They're out there, and you got to be on the lookout for them if you're a single man or lesbian who has entered the dating scene during this tough time for many American wallets. But this isn't a new trend. It's just picking up steam, especially on dating sites. Going back all the way to 2019.
feed me, daddy.
That's right. Feed me, daddy. Looking for someone to feed me. A study was published in the Society for Personality and Social Psychology journal, which found that a quarter to a third of heterosexual women have gone on a date with a guy they weren't interested in, knew they weren't going to fuck, just to get their eat on, just to
Yeah,
eat. Yep,
makes
mhm.
sense.
Women
I
be
believe
eating.
it.
That's right.
What age though? I gotta ask because it dawned on me the other day. Like when you get near 40 and you could effectively afford to, if you want to, kill yourself with food. It dawned on me that like, man, in my 20s, I really I cherished a fucking meal out, like in a big way.
Well, that's
But-
what we're saying is a lot of
It's
a
the
lot
youngs.
Of, a lot of people are struggling to make ends meet. So women in this study, this is from the article by Susie Weiss, two studies, 820 women, 327 women, asked participants if they ever engaged in a date for food or a plate for play, as she called it. 23% of women said they did it in the first study and 33% in the second. So
It's
women,
growing.
women be eating.
Plate for
Look.
play?
Plate for play.
That implies hands
This-
up.
This is a thing. Well,
But
yeah,
not.
maybe.
But a lot of times not. It's just like thanks.
But I
for
feel
dinner.
like most states in the
Depends
history
on the
of
girl.
dates that aren't like, you know, like that are like a blind date or first date at a dinner place are some degree of this, whether she is attracted to you or
Yeah, sure,
or
your
not,
first date.
you still have to like kind of win her over at the dinner date, which she expects.
But this
you
is
to pay
Mark.
for,
This
right?
this is girls saying like
Yeah.
I swiped whichever way to go on a date with him when I did not think he
I
was
get
attractive,
that, but
I saw his job.
she still showed up to
Like, I
dinner and
saw
he
he had a
still
car.
had a chance to charm her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still a win for the dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
he
mean,
still
he
gets to
gets
go to
company,
a dinner date.
Yes.
probably with a cute chick, and he,
Yeah.
you know,
But I mean, almost certainly she's not going to fuck him, which is like, you know,
Right.
if he knew that going in,
maybe if
he
he read the
wouldn't
pickup artist
be,
book, the
be
game.
so into it, you know.
Yeah, I'm feeling Will's side a little bit more now. This is going to create a lot more, and not that because we don't have enough of it. Hate towards women from men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Plenty
Andrew
of that
Tate's
out
going to
there.
spray
That's
on
why I
these
did the
people
story.
Andrew Tate's going to be their favorite thing after this. They found out they got meal dated. Also, this is such a bad issue with people like fucking and doing whatnot for you know, for money, like getting into relationships for money. There's a term called hobosexual. I almost did a couple weeks ago. That's where people fuck their way into a place
Yeah.
to live.
Yeah.
And that's like a normal
Yeah.
thing that's happening so often now.
It
There's
is.
a term for it, hobosexual.
Well, that,
Yeah.
that dude from the Villages did that with the rich
Mhm.
women.
Yep.
He was living out of his van and he fucked his way
Yeah.
into their villages.
Yeah.
It's like
Absolutely.
a trend now.
Yeah.
Now, very important to note from the researchers who did the study is that these women also that were doing this, that were basically, you know, prostitutes for food, were more likely to exhibit the dark
Well,
triad.
now I have to fuck him.
The dark triad of personality traits, which is psychopathy, Machiavellism, and narcissism. And you know, this has been going on. I guess. I mean, like if you go on a first date, I don't know, and things are going well, I guess you're more likely to pay for that date, thinking that maybe it could lead to something or a second date or whatever.
Yeah.
If
If
it's
things
not
are going
going well-
horribly, don't pay.
Yeah, don't just split it. But
This has
now,
always been going on to some degree. I mean, it's always been like 10%
Yeah,
base.
that's what I'm
level,
saying.
Like it's been,
Well,
yeah.
Wes, you missed it. It might have been buried in the articles you found, but it says here that shoe on the other foot, 3% of men who have no interest in the women just love to watch them eat, and they'll pay
Yeah.
for them to.
yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
A very small.
take 'em shoe
percentage,
shopping.
much
There's a
smaller.
few percent.
A booth, please.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this all you can eat, right?
Now? What I thought was funny, and I can only hope that is happening, is that
Camera glasses on.
there's some straight guys that are down on their luck, pretending to be gay to nab a free dinner from a wealthy gay guy. That would be
Oh,
amazing.
That's got to be happening for sure.
Yeah. Now, and not all these food whores are they're also more likely to engage in one night stands, faking an orgasm, or sending unsolicited sexual pictures. And that's
Okay.
because nothing gets a man to the dinner table like a picture of your tits. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's right.
That
Get you.
works.
Now, I actually got back into dating apps this week, and in light
Nice.
of doing this story,
Oh yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
changed my tagline to say a couple things. I want to run them by you. Okay.
Okay.
Just real quick before that, technically, I got you back into dating apps
Yeah,
last year.
that's true. With the gay
What was
guy.
he? What was he?
responses to
What
40
Wes? Wes? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
bunch of them,
Right,
like 6
true.
or 8 different sites, mostly
True.
fetish
to the-
stuff.
down to
But-
the last drop, Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nasty from the bottom to the top.
Nasty Wes.
Nasty to the last drop.
That's
Nasty
right.
West.
Nasty to the last drop. Here's a couple I'm gonna try out. You guys tell me if you think this is gonna work. And
Okay.
I'm going after these girls who are in it for food, but of course I want to get mine too. So
Sure.
I'm trying to make it known.
You also are a big foodie for people that don't
Right.
know that about Wes. So he
That's
would
right.
probably just do this for fun, even if he knew it was
Right.
going on.
You love
Exactly.
to not pay too, so it's
No, what do you mean? I'm not cheap. I pay.
no, you're not cheap at all, but you love to get a deal. Is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
of course I love it.
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, taking one of these girls on a Groupon would be like your dream come true.
It would be not knowing. Okay, first one's a little tame. If it says, if you're starving, I'm your guy. Dessert first, of course, but where we go for the entree is your choice. Down to earth, and I love dogs. Okay,
That's
Love
pretty
it.
good.
How about
So you're
that?
saying you want the payment up front for the meal.
That's what dessert first means, Pat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. We're doing
All
it
right.
reverse. Second one, more sexual. If you're starving, I'm your mama bird. First the sperm and then the worm.
Not that one.
First the sperm.
What kind of
Oh,
what kind
can
of
I make a
dating
suggestion
site
there?
Gets the
is this?
sperm?
First
Feed
the
me
sperm
daddy
and then
after
the
that.
worm, because I'm the mama bird. You get
It depends on the site, but it's aggressive.
It's a little confusing because now that you've introduced like the gender role and the parental role, and then the
Did you say early
Mama
bird
bird.
gets the sperm yet?
No, I said
Yeah.
if you're no, not. Yeah, I just,
See, that's what I was saying. You should probably work that in.
first early bird first
Gets the sperm.
Early
Yeah.
bird gets the sperm, then you get the worm.
Yeah.
Something like that? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Early bird gets the sperm.
Okay. All right. A couple more. If you're starving, I'm your guy. First I come, then you eat.
That's pretty
Okay.
direct.
A little
You
more
know
direct.
what?
There's no
I'm gonna
confusing
say-
that one.
If you, what kind of a website is this, Wes?
I got a great one, Wes.
Just basic. It's a
my
handwritten-
Okay.
my deposit is the deposit.
Yeah.
Let's eat.
Yeah.
I like that.
Before I pull out my
sexual do
wallet, I
these
pull out
things
my
get?
cock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's another one. If you're famished, make my penis vanish, then your hunger will be banished.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that.
That's a good
Justin,
rhyme.
creative.
Good one.
That's a
Yeah.
good rhyme. And then
Aesop over here.
okay.
What about
If you're gonna go overtly dirty, I say go with that one. That's
what
a
about
great-
first we bone, then
Brothers Grimm over
appetit?
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
First
Appetit. I like that, Pat. Working the bone appetit. That's
And here's the last one.
Classic.
43-year-old love animals. Whether you eat or not is up to you. Winky face.
But I will skeet.
Yeah. But I will ski. Yeah, something like that. I do like the rhymes.
Last
Last
guy
guy
Scotty's got a good one,
got
but
a
I think
good
he's got to
one.
reverse it, right? He says,
Yeah.
"We eat out, then I eat out. I
No,
eat
he-
out, then we eat out."
Yeah.
yeah, he's good. He's good that way. I mean, unless
No,
you
'cause
have to
they'll
have
trick
dessert
you
first.
No, they'll trick you. You gotta get it first in these, because otherwise they'll just leave and you get nothing.
Yeah, I say
Also-
dessert
yeah.
first or the vanish one.
Okay.
Those are my votes.
Yeah. If you're famished, make my penis vanish, then your hunger will be banished.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you're
how
gonna
you
get
get a
some
meal.
nibbles in that.
It's like a limerick.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Watch out though, guys. They're out there. Looking for
careful.
a free meal.
Give us a report when you find one, please. I can't wait.
I'm also reading that 100% of homeless women do this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
More
And
for a bottle
100%
of booze, but
Drug addicts are homosexuals. Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay, guys. 57-year-old Vance Bolter is the he did it, but he's the suspect that they're calling the Minnesota shooter.
The one and only suspect, basically, right? This guy.
Yeah, it was him. He got captured on Sunday in what was the largest manhunt in Minnesota history.
So can you, what did he do? Because we weren't on.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same-
So if you
rundown.
missed it, this is fucking horrible. On Saturday, 2 a.m. on Saturday, he shot State Senator John Hoffman and his wife, Yvette, 15 times total. They are currently in critical condition, but doctors are cautiously optimistic about them living.
Wow.
Holy shit! They're gonna chew 15 bullets and live. That's a tough couple.
They might
Yeah, that is a
live.
tough couple.
He then went over to another lawmaker's house and Melissa Hortman and murdered her and her husband.
Yeah, they're dead.
Cold blood in the middle
Michigan
of the night,
State
like a
senators and their
bitch.
family and their husbands.
Yeah,
And their dog and the rest
And
of
the
the
dog,
Dog.
fucking asshole.
it's fucking crazy. So I'll walk you through just essentially the timeline. So 2 a.m. Saturday, he rolls to Champlin, Minnesota, knocks on the door of John Hoffman, and this guy is dressed like a cop. He is apparently was like a wannabe security guy, according to his hilarious roommate. He had bought 2 troopers. When I say troopers, I mean like the cars, like the Ford Explorers that looked exactly like cop cars. I'm sure I can find the picture one. It's crazy.
Yeah, you can do that anywhere. Yeah.
There it
Those
is.
are so annoying. I can't stand.
Yeah,
it.
all the state.
Usually they
buildings
take the lights
resell
off
them.
before they fucking resell them, though, right?
He probably put them back on.
Yeah.
Though. He just
Yeah.
ordered some shit
Yeah.
and put it back on. If it was
He had
off.
like one of those cardboard license plates that said police on the front of it.
Yeah.
And he also ordered one of these masks, man. He was in one of those latex masks.
Yeah, from like Drive.
Right. Yeah, the realistic looking ones. There he is right there. There's the mask on the left, the advertised
Creepy
one.
as fuck.
There's him wearing it. He had a badge. I think that's the ring camera of him. You see the badge.
Yeah, but the
and-
face is so creepy. If you get a good look at him, you're like, that's not a person.
Right. It's not a cop. It's a murderer in a
It's
mask.
It's a murderer for sure, based on the mask.
He rolled to that house, lights inside. Well, at least lights blaring. So he's in the front. He's in their driveway with the blue lights on going, and the full cop uniform knocks on the door. So this is the police open the door. Senator Hoffman opened the door, and his wife Yvette was there. And the guy was like, "There's a shooting that's been reported in the house. I need to come in." And they're pretty clever, I guess. They were like, "You're not a fucking
It's
cop."
me.
Well, he's wearing that weird latex mask.
Wearing a
Like, you're not
latex
a
mask,
cop.
sir.
And he responded by saying, "This is a robbery," and began forcing his way in the home. And Senator Hoffman tried to push him out of the home. That's when he opened fire.
Right.
He then drove to another lawmaker's house in Maple Grove, rang the doorbell at 2:24 a.m. Lawmaker, thank God, was on vacation. Then he went to the home of State Senator Ann Rest. And at this point, cops have been dispatched to all the Congress people's houses in the area. So there's a cop rolling to Ann Rest's house, passes him. The guy's just sitting there with his lights on. She thinks he's a cop that's been dispatched as well.
Damn.
So she's like, hey, and you got any news? And he just stares straight ahead. Just
his
stares with
fake
his weird
mask?
latex mask. Doesn't say a thing. She's like, okay, I'm gonna go to the call. So she just goes by him to the call, and he speeds away. That was at 2:36 a.m. And then he goes to the home of Melissa Hortman. And at this point, cops are dispatched to all the houses. So they roll up, and he's standing in the doorway.
That female cop was like, "It is crazy. I can tell. That's probably why your face is melting."
Right, exactly. I mean, it was late. You know, they don't know at this point that lawmakers have been killed necessarily. Like, they got a 911 call, information still traveling. Right.
Wow, you're completely hairless.
The cops roll up to Melissa.
You scared the
That
hair
is
out of him.
wild. That is wild that they caught him at the scene.
What do you call that condition?
Right. So they roll up to Melissa Hortman's house, and the cops roll up while he's at the front door trying to do the whole same thing. And the houses he rolled up to where the lawmaker was not there, he says, "We have a warrant." They got on a ring camera, but obviously they weren't there. Anyway, so cops roll up. He runs into the house, kills the representative and her husband, and then runs out the back. And then
they got him on the scene twice, and he still got away.
On the scene twice. Some say that he might have exchanged fire with the police officers, but I don't think that happened. There's still reports figured out. But okay, this is insane. He then got on Craigslist, maybe, and he met a guy at a bus stop. This is at like 7:30 that morning, so before news like fully broke. He met this guy at a bus stop to buy his e-bike, and he's got these two massive double bags with him. He's got that cowboy hat that they released, that photo of him in the cowboy hat. And the guy's like, "Yeah, I got the e-bike back at my house
in Minnesota, right?
Right. Let's get on this bus." So these two dudes get on a bus to go back to the guy's house who's selling the e-bike. And when he gets there, he's like, "Hey, I'd like to buy that Buick too that you own," because the guy had a Buick. And the guy was like, "Sure, why not? You could buy the Buick." So he sold him the Buick and the e-bike. They had to go to the bank. The guy drove him in the Buick to the bank to take out $2,200 for like a cool $3,100. He had an e-bike and a Buick, and he was on his way. Okay. And he rolled to his. He lives in Green Isle, Minnesota, which is like an hour outside of Minneapolis. But he stayed in Minneapolis at his like kind of hilarious Papa John manager buddy's house during the week.
That guy's hilarious.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, they pulled his wife over. She had 10 grand in cash, 2 handguns, and passports. And
she knew about
it too. Yeah.
Probably at 6:18 a.m., he texted his family group chat. He hit the family group chat up with the kids, and the wife goes, "Dad went to war last night. I don't want to say more because I don't want to implicate anyone."
What?
Yeah, I was wondering about the Papa John guy. Like, he's his roommate and best friend. Like, how much did he know? Because he's doing interview after interview after
Well, he read that text that that Bolter had sent him, and he was like, "I'm gonna do some stuff. You don't know anything about it. Definitely not. Nothing at all. So okay, nothing
the wife
about
had
it."
Cash, and then he's his best friend.
The guy was crying his eyes out.
I don't think the roommate knew anything about it.
I don't think the roommate knew anything either.
But the wife clearly something was
Taking
up.
his 15 minutes. He's like,
Yeah,
Caleb.
the roommate didn't seem to know anything about it, but the
Anyway,
wife, I mean, she had that cash. That's crazy.
The guy seems to be tremendously anti-abortion. He's like deeply religious, conservative dude. That was
that's what it's about. Because it's it was confusing.
He's preaching
a
the
little
Congo.
bit.
He's like a born again going to Africa to preach. He's a bit of a loser, it seems. He's very, very pro-life.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
They haven't released his manifesto yet, but
Yeah, I saw he dropped one. Fucking dick.
anyway, it's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
No, it's bad.
R.I.P. to the people, to the family.
That happened in U.S. soil, and so did this. This happened in U.S. soil too. Well, this is insane. In Detroit, there was an actual bombing, and you guys probably haven't heard about it, and it's because the media is trying to hide it, and they don't want to maybe scare every U.S. citizen. But here's what happened from the local news, which this came on late at night. I think there was a lot of pressure to kill this story from the aboves, and this is the only evidence that this even happened, really.
This guy didn't even buy anything. He was in and out. He had one specific goal in mind. Now the loss prevention guy has put his picture up on the internet, trying to find out who he is because he's got a few questions. Monday morning at the Foreman Mill store, 8 Mile in Van Dyke.
He came straight into the store, didn't even talk to anybody, went straight to the shoe aisle.
And you'll never believe what he did.
He didn't even try to hide it. He just pulled down his pants, pooped, didn't even wipe, and walked straight out and got in the car and left.
I think that's ridiculous. I think that's the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking or what he was going through because they have a bathroom in there.
Ever since the pandemic, they closed it down to the public. Corporate put out the policy for our store that there's no public bathroom. But anyone who comes in there and asks, we let them use the bathroom.
But according to store employees, he never asked. All of it.
Is this a little bit of code switching here? So, like, obviously, this is Detroit 8 Mile. The white guy, the black guy, they're all kind of talking the same. And then this lady who's doing the news. Listen to this again. Tell me. I think this is a little bit of code switching from the news.
Policy for our store that there's no public bathroom. But anyone who comes in there and asks, we let them use the bathroom.
But according to store employees, he never asked. All of it caught on.
I don't know.
He never asked.
He never asked.
I don't know.
I don't know.
She didn't get it right though. She said it said axe.
I think. Yeah, no. Well,
She just that's just lazy journalism.
Could have been
She
playing the
just-
Chinese lady. Could've
Yeah.
been.
bad take,
Yeah,
a bad
yeah.
take, and she just
Why you never
she didn't have
ask?
it in her to remake it. Yeah.
You never
We
asked.
have
in the
bathroom.
hotel. So they got this dude apparently in his 50s just rolled into the Foreman Mills. You saw it. It's in like a strip mall in the 8 Mile, and he went straight. He made a beeline to the shoes and just took a huge dump. And
They catch this psycho?
well, no, because his buddy who was in his 30s was lookout in the menswear. He was making sure no one was stopping him.
You had a lookout?
Yeah, he had a lookout. He had a lookout with him.
They haven't squeezed the lookout for information?
He then looked at his buddy and says, "Hope this doesn't make the local news."
Hey man, I need a favor from you.
Yeah.
I just gotta shit in the shoe section.
Exactly.
I got to.
Yeah. The guy.
This is gonna be the craziest thing you've ever seen.
You good? He's like whistling. And the guy went on to say, the store guy said that the guy in the lookout at the menswear was in his 30s, and that he said they walked in at 10:13 and they were out no later than 10:17. They were in and out 4 minutes shit, and he said they were
Man, they
dressed
hit hard.
nicely. They got in a really nice burgundy Cadillac. He's like, I don't know why these assholes did this to us. And I can probably guess that one of the employees knows why. And it's
Somebody knows why he's shitting the store. Yeah.
They were watching Point Break before he did it. He's like, "We gotta be in and out in 4 minutes."
Yeah, they had a time down.
That's a slick operation. Yeah.
All right, go. All right, poop.
Can you shit on command? Can you shit on command?
It just
You had to have it loaded up.
Yeah, definitely had it loaded up.
So they went on
Driving
to, like,
around for hours.
Yeah,
It's time.
Yeah,
Get
I
some
think I'm
Taco Bell
good.
for breakfast.
Gives
They
him
went
that
on-
look.
they went on to be like in the news piece. They're like, what charges would he face if he were to face any? And they're like, well, it's been cleaned up, so probably none.
Right. Having to clean it up is really the only apt punishment.
Yeah, and you know who he was targeting didn't clean it up because they're not doing interviews. They're like, wow, I can't believe this happened.
Yeah.
But
Who knows who drives a red Cadillac that
Yeah.
hates us? Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, who was being dropped off for the past 6 months in a red Cadillac probably is the answer.
That's got to be fun to be like trying to work there and try to figure out who's got the beef with the shitter.
Yeah.
And you know it's not you. That's got to be kind of a fun game.
I
right
think
now.
that person's probably quitting this week.
Denise, one of your boyfriends, did the thing again in the shoe section.
Denise, did you go on a date with a guy and eat and not give him sex?
Exactly. Hey, Denise, he seemed to have shit in a size 14 shoe, women's. And you got big feet, girl. That's the show.
Oh, she wants the meal? I'll give her the meal.
Bombs in the
I'll
US.
give it to her again.
Hopefully everyone stays safe out there and the wars don't escalate. We love you all. Get out there and most importantly, have a great fucking day.
The cream of the crop!